Hey, yo, everybody, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, where we bring you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I am your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And with us this Wednesday to talk some Formula One, CJ, Caleb Pineda, one other half of the Pineda Bros Productions. CJ. How are you, bro?
I'm doing all right, man. Getting ready to start this new job and really hit the ground running in this shit.
Fuck yeah, man.
Make some fucking money.
Hell yeah. Me too, man. I'm getting loaded up on these goddamn accounts, man. I'm so happy. Formula One. So now the next race in in Baku isn't until not this weekend, next weekend. So to kind of fill up for the Formula One segment this week, I asked CJ here to come up with his Mount Rushmore of Formula One racers. So we're gonna get into that, and before we do, real quick, this episode is brought to you by Groundbreaking Enterprises. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys, no joke at all. The premier real estate company, ready to buy your house as is. Ever consider selling? Call 510-646-7891 and get your no obligation offer now. Caleb,
What's up?
your top four. So your Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
Was this difficult at all for you?
No.
To come up with? No.
No, not at all.
I did a little research and I was actually kind of wowed by this, and it actually kind of speaks to a lot of these racers during their time. Since 1950, there's only been 34 total world champions in Formula One. So many to at these there we go. These 34, there was a lot to choose from. Going back looking at everybody's stuff, I was kind of thinking, I mean, I have my own little Mount Rushmore here, but due to my lack of knowledge, I don't know how good it would be. I've got Schumacher at 1, I've got Hamilton at 2, Lauda at 3, and Senna at 4.
Yeah, that seems about right. Sounds about right. Maybe for me, maybe not in that order. Only because, I mean, Hamilton, yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't put him.
I'm not necessarily putting it. Well, I mean, I did kind of put it in order, but
Yeah.
I put it in order based on like the championships, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about championships when this decision came.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't looking at like world championships and everything. I was looking more of what they did for the sport.
The impact they had, yeah.
You know, the impact that Niki Lauda had was, incredible. Like no one will ever, change the fact that the man changed the game. Ayrton Senna, same thing. Schumacher, you can't speak enough about, the volume of how many races he won and how many, and how many different cars that he won in. So
right. That was the one thing that I found impressive. It's like, Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken, all 7 of his world championships are with Mercedes.
Yep.
And Schumacher did it with, I believe, 3 different teams?
Yeah, I think it was 3 different teams. But yeah, no, I mean, a part of me wants to throw Vettel in there, but I mean, if we could carve out another face in Mount Rushmore, Vettel is definitely on there.
Really?
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Sebastian Vettel. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I got all the respect in the world for that guy. He's a 3-time world champion. But I've been looking at all these, and I'm like, let's see. You got one guy all the way back in the beginning. You got Juan Manuel Fangio from 1951, and then he had a world championship streak from 54 to 57.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, back in those times, obviously the cars were much slower.
Much different, much smaller, much everything. Everything was it was completely different. The innovation that they've been able to come up with from then till now, and I mean, you really think about it, the amount of innovation that they brought to the sport within 50 years, even in 2000, the V10s, the whole V10 era, just, back when the environment wasn't that big of a deal, like, but now everything has to be, fuel efficient and cost efficient, and the fact that they can still put these fucking cars on the road with this kind of pace, it's mind-boggling.
I mean, looking at it here, Alain, Alain. So I think it's
Alain
Alain.
Prost.
Alain
Alain
Prost.
Prost.
Prost, yeah. 85, 86, 89, and 93. Like, I mean, to be, again, since 1950, I'm not even going to do the math at the top of my head. It's a long fucking time. From
Yeah,
1950 to now, that's a
yeah,
long, long time. And for there to only be 34 world champions.
yeah. And a part of me is even like, I don't even like
I
a
mean,
part
there's
of
a few
me
one-timers in here, but I'm
like
looking at the
I
multis.
the thing about the thing about Hamilton is yes, he had a I mean he won all 7 of those world championships, right? But at the same time, he did it in one car that, was completely on a whole fucking different level than every other car for damn near a decade. You know what I mean? And I mean, and the fact that, even Bottas was even close, and I mean, even Nico Rosberg ended up beating him out one year. So I mean, that would be my thing about Hamilton being on a, yes, 100 race, Grand Prix victories. I mean, just on that, you have to put him on there. But at the same time, you kind of got to be conscious of the fact that, he did do it in, one car. And, I'm not saying he's slow or anything. I'm just saying his car was a totally different monster
Well,
compared to
yeah,
the
because
rest
I
of the
mean,
field.
if you look at it here, Rosberg got him in 16,
Yeah.
but had Rosberg not got him in 16, he would have literally had a 7, like from 14 to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And look, yes, he had the fastest car. Mercedes was on a
Well,
fucking
no, yeah,
tear
yeah.
during that time.
Well, the only person that he was racing was his teammate. I mean, there's not a
Ladies and
whole
gentlemen,
lot. There's
the
not a whole
610 piece
lot,
from the
more
Southeast,
to
Mr.
it.
Pepper K.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
You know, at the same time, you have to realize, like, for damn near a decade, he was only racing his teammate.
Yeah.
He wasn't racing anybody else because he didn't need to, because the car was too damn fucking fast.
But I mean, like, I think about it going like, it really comes back for me. And I know when I talk to you about it, it really is frank and blunt about it. But I literally go like, okay, how much of it is the car and how much of it is the driver?
Yeah.
How much of it is, actually the skill
But okay,
of
so
Lewis Hamilton and everything
you
else
have to
like
look
that?
at the past 2 years, right? He no longer has the best car,
No, he's
right?
still in the top 5.
He was number 5, I believe.
He now got podium this last race and stuff too.
Yeah, when you had fucking 6 fucking different cars that didn't even finish the race. So,
Trying to give him help here.
no, I understand. I get it. I want to see him do well, especially, with this new era of Formula One and the new regulations and all that stuff. But he's fucking struggling. You know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, there's a lot more new talent. Everybody's quick, and just the fact that we've been able to, really condense the times during qualifying, especially with this cost limit, the cost
Yeah.
cap and everything, and that's really brought the field so much closer. I mean, I think it was the race before Australia. You had at one point during qualifying, every car was within a second of each other.
Yeah.
And it
Which
was
I
only
do not believe, if I looked at it correctly, I do not believe that has ever been the case in Formula
I
One history.
well I've never seen it.
Yeah.
As looking at all the seasons that I've looked back on and seen, you don't see that.
No.
Only because like before you didn't have, you had your big three, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, that could just
Back in the day,
throw
Williams.
money at whatever problem they had because there's no cost limit.
Exactly.
You could be on a $500 million budget while everybody else has $100 million. The discrepancies were insane on how much that some of these teams could throw into their car. You know, but as far as Mercedes go and Hamilton, I mean, I'm not saying by any means Hamilton had it easy, but I'm
Mhm.
saying he just had it a little bit easier than Schumacher. And for
Mm.
that, I have to put Schumacher ahead of him, only because he did it with three different fucking
Yeah.
teams.
No, I
And
agree.
that's insane. That's
Yeah.
when you really think about it, even 91 Grand Prix victories with
Yeah.
three different teams over an entire career, that's insane. No one will ever touch that. And Hamilton can keep going and he can keep winning Grand Prix,
But it's not the same.
forever. It will never be the same as him being able to go to a completely different team and still dominate.
Yeah. The way with Hamilton, it's like if I take the championships out of it, I do still put Hamilton in there because of the fact that in a way he did change the game. He
Yeah,
changed the way people looked at the sport.
he brought a lot of
And
notoriety.
to be completely honest with you, he did bring a certain, diversity of viewers,
Yeah, no,
especially
absolutely,
American viewers,
absolutely.
to the sport.
Well, I mean, America hadn't really been involved in the sport until Drive to Survive, so you
Right.
can't really put that on
But
Hamilton.
he was the star of the show.
But yeah, exactly. But again, you have to look at where they were and at the sport. When it came down to it, when they first decided to make the series and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's going to get a lot of notoriety because before the series even started, he had already won five or six fucking championships.
Yeah.
And even then, this past season was just like they barely even covered Red Bull, but everybody knew, and that's kind of how everything else was, the previous seasons were before because of Mercedes.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a show if you didn't have any drama or whatever, but I mean, whether how much drama that Netflix decides to incorporate into shit that never happened or anything, but whether they're inputting audio, and oh man, they got lit up in season 3. Oh my gosh, that
Yeah,
was
that was bad. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember you and me having that conversation. Like that was
yeah,
bad.
that they were inserting radio calls and audio, and yeah, it was and they got called out like immediately. It was hilarious, honestly, to see Netflix just kind of go, "Oh yeah, we fucked up," but
You shouldn't have done that shit.
yeah,
But so what was your order?
my order, I mean, I have Schumacher 1, I've got Lauda 2, Senna's 3, and Hamilton is 4. Only because of that. And that's the only reason why. It's just because he's only done it with one team.
Yeah.
And that car was, damn near 3 seconds faster than everybody else, for so long.
But I guess but think about this for a second. When you look at all the greats and everybody who's won and stuff like that, how many can say that they did it with one team?
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand
You
that.
gotta kind of give some credit for that too,
No, I
right?
understand that. Mercedes did a
Schumacher,
great job of
Schumacher with
keeping him on the roster and not letting him go, and and keeping him happy and everything. But when you're in a winning car,
it's a little different. It
yeah.
kind of takes a little of the good taste out.
Well, I
Just a
mean,
little
I
bit.
wouldn't say takes like the good taste out. I would say more along the lines of like, it's kind of like how same thing with Verstappen. Verstappen's never going to want to leave Red Bull so long as Red Bull is,
Producing a good car.
producing a good car, a competitive car that can win, world championships and constructors championships. As long as they're putting up a car like that, the driver's going to be happy. He doesn't care how long,
he's with him, or as
how
long
long.
as
Yeah,
he's in world
exactly.
championships, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But
So I mean,
because I look at it and I go, Schumacher doing it with 3 different teams. Yes, that's absolutely fucking insane.
that's
But
untouchable.
that insane, untouchable. Highly agree with you. That's one of those
damn
records.
near close to
That's
like Jerry Rice's receiving yards record.
yes.
No one will ever touch that. I mean, he can win. He can win another fucking world championship. I still have
Schumacher on top.
Schumacher ahead of him.
Yeah. Can you let the people know who don't necessarily know much about him? What can you say about Niki Lauda?
Oh man, he was probably one of the first generations of drivers that actually had input on a car. And especially, he was one of the first guys to, sit back and go, hey, this Ferrari is dog shit. Like he was one of the first men to do that, and the way he, and when he, and most of the success that give to Mercedes, you can also attribute that to Niki Lauda, because Niki Lauda was the one who brought Hamilton in. Niki Lauda had engineering takes. He had a lot of input on that Mercedes.
So then, okay, hear me out, man. Does saying that out loud kind of change your mind about where Lauda is put?
He's still number 2.
Because like we're talking about an absolute fucking genius here.
No, exactly. He was one of the first. He was one of the first generations of drivers to actually, sit back and go, "This car is dog shit. Here, let's do this. Let's use these parts. Let's use these alloys. We'll drop weight. We'll stay within regulations, and we'll fucking dominate." And he did that. So I mean,
and people understand this. This was a man who was almost killed, burned alive,
yeah,
disfigured,
yeah,
came back, and still won. Like most guys, when they come into that type of scenario,
well, I mean, look at Roman.
again.
Look at Roman Grosjean, for example. That nasty ass crash. Where is he now? He's fucking in IndyCar. You know what I mean? Like he left after that year. Like that. He's like, I'm done with Formula One. Fuck this. And for and that's the kind of mindset that you have to put yourself in when you look at Niki Lauda. Is the man
people
was burned alive.
When I say he won, I don't mean he just came back and won a race. No, he
won a world championship. He came back and won a world championship with half his face. So, it's just
you can't say enough about the guy.
Exactly. And then to have the career outside of racing, him being behind the wheel, to have the career that he had in Formula One, staying with it, and all of that, you can't say enough about him again. But as far as Mount Rushmore, you have to leave Michael up there, because again, it's just one of those things. It's just an anomaly. He was just an anomaly of the sport.
Yeah.
You couldn't explain it. You couldn't, do anything about that. But
he was such a like I was watching the documentary about him, and he was just like, you know how people call like
He was a cold-blooded assassin, bro. He did not give a fuck.
that's what I'm saying. You know how that's what I was gonna say. You know how they call Kobe and Jordan and like Gretzky the killer fucking instinct that creates these great
Yeah.
fucking athletes.
That was
Schumacher,
Michael Schumacher in every sense. Every sense. Like the
one
man
of the
was
most
just
impressive
and
of the sport.
yeah. He
He
just
he just he just changed the game because he struck fear into people.
yeah.
Like nobody like yeah, obviously people are going to come up and say I wasn't afraid of
Just
Schumacher.
his calmness in every presser situation. It was
Oh,
just like, how the fuck are you this calm?
the
You're
man
driving
had
200 plus miles an
86
hour,
an 86 BPM while fucking pulling G's.
not giving a fuck.
Calm as
Nobody's
the
that calm going 210 miles an hour. Nobody. I don't give a shit who it is.
your
And especially
adrenaline.
in the V10 era, when the cars today weren't even as fast as the V10 era. As we may innovate like towards that. You know what I mean? Like as far as like regulations go, they may innovate, but no one will ever touch those speed trap records. No one will ever touch those lap records. It was just you know
Different.
it's just he was just built different.
Yeah.
You know.
Just from the very start, it seemed like
And you got to feel
everybody.
bad for Mick because it's like you will never live up to those shoes because it's just like, oh my gosh.
It's another one of those stories where people expect the child to be as good as the father,
I don't
and
understand why people freaking expect that though. Like, besides Ken Griffey Jr., when have we
but,
ever seen?
but even then, Ken Griffey Senior wasn't like he was great, but he wasn't considered one of the greats.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like as far as like kids outgrowing their parents' shoes,
That
that's
doesn't happen
probably one of the only fucking cases that you can make. As far as because you don't see it. You
it
don't see it.
because the expectations are unreal.
No, yeah.
People thought Jordan's kids were going to be the next Jordan. People are thinking LeBron's kids are going to be the next LeBron. Like it just the expectations are wild.
I don't think
Like,
anybody's saying it, nothing like that about Bronny because
Bronny and Bryce both nice as fuck.
they're good, but they're not LeBron, bro. You have to think about when LeBron came into the league, straight out of high school, he
he
was
had those expectations in high school.
but look how big and athletic he was.
Yeah, at that point in time, yeah.
Holy shit. You don't see that from a fucking 19-year-old, a fucking 18-year-old.
Closest one that's done that is Zion.
And even Zion.
Even Zion's smaller.
Yeah.
But I mean, but again, it goes back to like the unrealistic. When you have greats in the sport, to have the same expectations for the kid as you did, first ballot Hall of Famers, it's just
Yeah.
unrealistic.
No.
Like Nick, like look,
Joe
Schumacher,
Montana's kids. Perfect example. Where the fuck are they?
Who? The who?
Joe Montana's kids.
Right? It's. I mean, look, Mick is good. I'll give him that. He's good. He's good, not great. Kind of maybe subpar. I don't know.
He's right down there with Nikita, bro. Don't get it twisted.
Ooh.
Don't get it twisted.
He's as bad as Mazepin.
He's as bad as Mazepin and Latifi. Like,
Oh,
when you cost a team that much fucking money, I don't give a shit who you are. You're fucking dog shit. I don't give a shit what your last name is or what kind of pressure you have on you to live up to your dad's shoes. I don't give a shit. when you wreck the car that many fucking times, it's unbelievable. And just stupid mistakes. Not even like, oh, just no. They were stupid fucking mistakes that he would
Do you
make on
think?
track.
Do you think he fell victim to the pressure of being his dad?
Probably, absolutely.
It's a good
But
chance, right?
again, like he he did an awful job of like trying to get that, of trying to shrug it off and be like, I'm my own fucking person. I have to live my own life.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, yeah, when your dad is that good, like people are going to look at you a certain way, but he's still, I think Michael did a good job of trying to tell him, like, hey, like you're your own person. And Mick still fell short. And it's kind of like, what are you going to do? But I mean, the generations back then, they were a lot harder, in terms of
No, well because
personality and everything.
you got to understand this as well.
Well, it was a different
The death factor in the races that back then were very real.
Yeah, they're
Very,
still are.
very real.
They still
I mean,
are.
yes, they still are, but there's a lot more safety involved with the cars
Yeah,
now.
no, absolutely. But the fact, I mean, they're still pulling fucking G's around,
Yeah.
corners and still pulling 210 plus miles an hour. Like,
And what were your thoughts on Senna?
Senna, oh man.
He was an aggressive as fuck driver too.
Had he not been taken so early, I think he could have been right up there with, Lauda and I'm not saying like he gets that spot because of the fact that he passed away.
I mean, he already had 3 championships before
Exactly.
then.
And it was such an early part of his career. It wasn't like he was
young.
When he went out that, it wasn't like that he was towards the end of his career and, he was starting to slow down and, no. Like he was prime Ayrton Senna and he was taken.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be real, this is the man that Schumacher looked up to. Like this is somebody who brought a lot of. If we're talking about people who changed the game, Senna was that guy because before Schumacher,
yeah,
the aggression on how he drove.
Yeah, they were fucking nuts back then. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was more like everybody was just kind of playing chicken with each other, and nobody gave a fuck. Now it's like, oh, I gotta be safe. Leave the space. But
Motherfuckers trying to run each other off the road.
Motherfuckers didn't give a shit back then. They did anything and everything to do that they could to win the race.
Drove like a man possessed, thought by demons. They say.
Yeah.
And this is from Formula One. Is that his ruthless ambition provoked condemnation from critics? Him and Prost had a big rivalry back then.
Yeah, that was a huge rivalry.
Yeah, that was I mean, the more and more I dive deep into the history of Formula One,
you start to forget about all the other sports.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, that was me.
I
honestly, like
that,
when I fell down the rabbit hole of Formula One, I forgot about everything else. Yeah. Just because you fall in love with the innovation and these guys actually can die at any race. You know what I mean? Like
there's an appreciation towards it for sure. Because when I like I said, gone down the rabbit hole, learning who the greats were and everything else like that, I was in awe. Because you remember how we were like, we didn't think about really Formula One.
No.
The only thing that was promoted and shit around here was NASCAR.
Yeah. And NASCAR,
and we hated NASCAR. Not just good, like
nobody cared about NASCAR.
No disrespect to anybody who's a fan of NASCAR. Maybe a little bit of disrespect. I don't know. However you want to fucking take it, that's up to you. But like, I was never entertained by the concept of just driving in a circle. That didn't fucking do it for me. But watching Formula
Here's
One,
the thing you have to understand about NASCAR. People don't go to watch the race. People go to watch the crashes, because when you have covered wheel wells and you have an entire roll cage around you, you know, these guys use these fucking cars like they're death machines. Like, they don't give a fuck, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot more contact. It's dirty bush league racing is what it is.
which watching Formula One, I'm not gonna at all say like I'm a purist or anything like that. That's far from the truth. I've got a lot more years to go before I can ever call myself a purist or like a real inner like fan of the sport. But at least from what I've seen, yeah, it's like, because
No,
with
because then
Formula One, you
it's
put it,
the pinnacle of racing for a reason. And
yeah,
the fact that, you know, these guys can fucking just the tiniest little sneeze on a dude's front wing and the whole fucking car tears apart. You know what I mean? Like, and then the fact that they still get, you know, within inches of each other, you know, side by side, you know, wheel to wheel racing, and the way they hold it together, and the cars on rails pretty much, you know, like, you can't touch that. You can't touch that. And
you
a lot of NASCAR fans will sit there, oh, it's a pussy sport because, you know, but it's like, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
for
You
real.
know, you can sit there and you can know all about the car, and you can know all about NASCAR, and you can know all about the drivers, but at the end of the day, it's dirty racing. It's not clean racing. It's not, you know, it's, you know, who can I bump out of my way? You know, it's not who am I going to have to pass this lap,
No.
you know, while saving the car in an open wheel fucking format, you know, but NASCAR is just dirty. It's just dirty.
And
It's redneck racing is what it is. That's the best way I can put it, bro. And I'm not trying to shit on rednecks or anything like that, but goddamn.
I mean, when you actually put it best when we were talking about it, and like you said, the best racers in the world are in for the top 20 racers in the world, bar none, is Formula One. And it's almost like almost like an elegance to it.
Exactly.
It's just it like they call boxing the sweet science. Like, this is that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so,
Yeah. Well, because
like,
look
it's
at the
beautiful,
difference. You
really.
have to
It's
look at the
beautiful to
difference.
watch.
You have to look at the difference in skill. The skill gap is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
You know, even with Roman Grosjean, when he went to IndyCar, he's automatically a year out. He's fighting for world championships in IndyCar.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's already fighting for championships in IndyCar, and he's only been there for, you know, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, and he's at the top of the leaderboards. You know, he's doing great in IndyCar, but you can literally take any single driver, reserve drivers included, and stick them in NASCAR. You can stick them in IndyCar. You can stick them in any kind of other racing car, and they would dominate.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's I truly honestly believe that that's 100% true. And people can hey, y'all put in the comments, hit us up, if you disagree, you give me a reason why we are wrong in this assumption.
Honestly, like,
I mean,
there's
again, let's be completely honest. This is our just opinion on how we perceive the world of racing.
Yeah.
And, if you think we're wrong, tell us why. But until we can get a legitimate argument, then at least at this point, my perception is Formula One is the best racing, the best racers.
if you love racing, then yes. If you love crashing and dirty drivers and shitheads, behind the wheel, because I could get behind a NASCAR, and I can still put a lap in. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's not hard.
Look here, brother. I can't let you continue to slander my favorite sport of NASCAR. You cannot continue.
Yeah, no,
It's
easy.
sport, sir.
It's easy. It's like driving a regular road car. That's how I look at fucking NASCAR compared to Formula One.
You like your little.
I'll go hop in my
cars.
F-150 right now. I don't give a fuck.
Little prissy little cars. What are you talking about, sir? What are you talking about? You like your little prissy little cars? They look like little butterflies flying around.
If somebody was actually saying that, if it wasn't you, Country K, I'd just be like, stop kissing your sister and watch some racing. Theo Vaughn said it perfectly. In the state of Alabama, the fact that you have to even answer the marriage question of, is this your sibling? Like, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
Goddamn inbreds.
And that's the kind of racing NASCAR is. No.
That's the argument, though. They're going to come at you just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they will.
It.
And that's fine.
Fuck it.
That's
stupid is like, stupid
there
does.
Will be trolls. There will be trolls.
You can't argue with stupid.
Oh, they damn sure will try, though.
Yeah, they'll sit there and it just falls on deaf ears because you know what? It's a fact.
It's bad. It's bad.
Can I ask you a question before you head out, Caleb? Because I know you're about to go.
Yeah.
All right. So last night I'm gonna put the camera back on. Last night on the fucking reaction video, well, before the reaction video, Josh was telling me about your outfielding days when you were fucking
in baseball,
daring people to fucking go home.
I was telling him how much shit you would talk in center field, and I told him about the time that you basically yelled at a guy, like you had the ball, he was rounding third, you're like, go ahead, and he looked at you and just stayed at third. Anytime you throw somebody out, I fucking told you not to do it. I told you not to do it.
I love it.
I was telling him about that yesterday. That was pretty funny. I told him you probably should have stuck to baseball.
I love it. I fucking love it. The reaction was better. The reaction was better than the story. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you could ask any one of my family members. They would tell you the same thing. Why he went to football, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you were bad.
I mean,
it's just you were undersized, not height-wise, just weight-wise. You were undersized.
But it never really clicked, even watching Jose Altuve, that anybody could play baseball if you were coordinated, right? So, like it never really clicked in my head, I still had the expectations that I needed to be as big as a football player in order to, play baseball. You know what I mean? Or like, but anybody can play baseball as long as they're coordinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could probably go try out for a minor league team right now.
Yeah, probably not. But
I think you could. I think
if you gave me a month and 500 swings a day,
yes,
maybe.
Yes.
Fielding, I'm not too worried about.
A month for real. No, maybe even sooner than that. I'm not even kidding.
So I might be with Josh on this one.
I'm not even fucking kidding.
Me on the other side of the fence, guys.
And Caleb, I told him, and like, look, and I even told him this is gonna sound biased because I'm his brother, but the God honest truth, he is the fastest fucking human I have seen on the base paths, or at least top 3 fastest people I've ever seen on the base path. I'm just saying, even in the pros, I have not seen people just be able to steal and advance at will.
I mean, 90 feet is 90 feet. It's not that much.
And your stride and how fast you are, like
I have little fucking legs for being 6'2", dog. I wear a 32. I got a long ass fucking torso, bro.
Yeah.
I got tiny little fucking midget man legs, you know, on a 6'2" frame. Like, it doesn't make sense. I actually look like Speedy Gonzalez when you look at it on film.
Oh fuck. It's up there. I gotta catch. I mean, you are like partially Mexican, dude. So I mean, you threw it up there. I couldn't
That's
let it
fine.
Your
go.
That's
bottom,
fine. I
your
can
bottom
throw it
half
up
is
there.
Hispanic. Your bottom half is Mexican. Your top half is Hawaiian.
It doesn't make any sense. I can't gain weight. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. See you later, bro.
Yeah.
Do it. I had to do it.
But he knows. He knows. That's what I'm saying. Like I've told him plenty of times, and like I said, I really do think. And he just told you, you give me a month and 500 swings a day. Yeah. He said fielding he's not at all worried about. He's just yeah. I'm telling you, man. Like I said, it sounds like it's a bias because it's my brother, but like God honest truth, man. I've told him he can do a lot of shit, but you know,
All right.
things can only go so far. You know, he makes his own decisions. I'm not, you know, forcing him to do shit, and he'll tell you the same thing. You know, so it's like, but yeah, yeah. So, as you guys saw, Formula One talk, we're getting into the Mount Rushmores, basically, of who we feel were the top four greatest racers in Formula One history. And again, people, you guys can debate it all you want. You can give stats. You can give what that's the beauty of it. If you do not necessarily agree with that list, again, go ahead, hit the comment section. Throw it in the DMs, whatever it is that you want to do. You know, tell us why you think we may be wrong. So until then, let's get our great prince over at Rays before we move on.
What's up, Jaffo Army? JP here of the All Pro Jaffos, bringing you a message from our proud partners over at Raise Energy. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring the consumer a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help us put your workouts and focus in general to the very next level. Perfect for anyone at any time. Raise Energy has become the most popular, the best rated energy drink on the market to date, with a phenomenal flavor profile that puts most of the competitors just downright to shame. Powered by the enhanced Refresh technology, Raise Energy delivers with a performance-enhancing energy drink profile that aids in the most often overlooked categories, which include targeted focus, enhanced recovery time, as glycogen becomes depleted, improve clean energy levels, boost in stamina and in hydration. Most importantly, each can of Raise has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. You should not have to drink or settle for any other energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, opt for the smart choice with the #1 fan-voted energy drink on the planet with Raise Energy Drink. Use the promo code ALPHARAISE at checkout to get 15% off of your order. Demand more. Join the Raise Rebellion. Let them know the JAFFOs sent you.
Oh yeah, still funny watching myself fuck up on pronouncing energy drinks. Yes, Luke. Hashtag ad. That was energy or Raise Energy. Okay. The NBA playoffs are set and ready to go. Sorry I had to bring it up, but it's a NBA topic. The Heat are done. Oh, he left. Damn, he's that mad. He muted and he left. So I don't want to talk about it. He said, I don't want to talk about it. Oh my goodness gracious. Yep. Hang on. That's here it is.
Oh, don't be like that. If I had a rock, I'll bust your head, bitch.
What happened?
I think they just. Honestly, I think they tanked. I didn't think they wanted to play Boston.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they want
Why
to play
would you
Boston.
tank though? If you had a shot, why?
I don't think you. We at eighth. We're in the eighth seed. It's not like we're out. You know what I mean? We're still the eighth seed. So
Mm,
yeah, we're playing Milwaukee, which we had Milwaukee's number until the year they
Well,
won. Since
apparently
then, they just
you
been
still
up.
have to win.
I feel that. I'm not. I'm not saying that that's a better shot. I'm just saying that we had their number for a long period of time, and since they won,
And you're
that
talking
just
about the Bucks here?
uh-huh.
Uh,
Look,
well, I
they
mean
just won. They just
that's
won what
not.
2 years ago.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
In the playoffs, we used to lock Giannis the fuck
Yeah,
up.
no, I'm just looking at it now, going. I don't know if that'll be the case this year. I
I
mean,
mean,
y'all
they
still.
beat our ass when they won the chip. So I ain't gonna make it seem like they, you know what I'm saying, like it was just a better shot. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just hoping to God they motherfucking, I'm just trying to,
So you guys have to beat the winner of the Bulls and the Raptors.
No, that's ninth, 10th. We're in the AFC. It's locked, like you said. Those are the last games of the year. Those are just the final games of the NBA season.
Oh, because it says PB. I was like, what is that?
What do you mean?
I thought. Oh, hold on. Oh,
They're
Y
playing
means they
for ninth,
clinch, right?
10th. They're playing for ninth and 10th place. Miami clinched the AFC. We were the 7th seed. If we lost, we moved to the AFC, and that's it.
Y'all actually clinched your division.
Well, the
There's a Y.
Southeast.
There's a Y next to your name. It says clinch the division. So I was like, wait.
Yeah, the Southeast.
Yeah. So there's no way you're not in. Okay. So then, yeah.
Dude, I just told you.
I know. I know. I mean, so I mean, based off of obviously past experiences, but looking at it now,
I mean, team matchup and shit like that. I mean, they're more of a dominant with Giannis. The Celtics are more of a team. So now the Hawks got to play the Celtics.
but so the like full disclosure, non-biased opinion.
Mm,
Do you think the Miami Heat have a chance this series?
no,
No.
nah, not a
Okay.
chance. Not a chance.
At least you're honest.
I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we got a chance. This might be 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, gentlemen, we might be out of here.
You don't want to give
Right.
them the full sweep.
Nah, I can't do that. Never can. I can never do that. That's why I say it's probably 5-1. If Jimmy pull out of another fucking strong performance, they probably go 6-2. But realistically, I'm gonna be honest with you. Realistically, they need to close the season because I mean we could try to do what we can for UD and all that, but we really ain't got the rebounding. It just showed against the Hawks. They out rebounded us so fucking badly. It was disgusting. 63-39, bro.
Ooh. They more than doubled your shit.
See what I'm saying? Well, it's close to it. It's not.
Yeah. My
But
bad.
No, it's all good. I'm just saying, like, it's that's that's what we're going through, man. So I think we need to just go ahead and realize you need a fucking big. You
I mean,
know,
every team needs at least one 7-footer on their team, I believe.
and we already got a 7-footer. He overseas, a young KD type.
What do you mean he's overseas?
He as we drafted him. He overseas player. He overseas right now. We drafted him because like Luca got drafted to fucking Dallas and didn't come immediately. Same thing with Ricky Rubio. They didn't come immediately, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about Luca, but I know Ricky Rubio didn't come immediately. And this guy
I
right
heard
here,
he did.
say what?
They were there on draft day and everything.
I mean, to the team and report and played.
Well, yeah.
Nah, Ricky Rubio for sure didn't. I actually remember that. And like I said, this boy Jokic, it's not Jokic like the guy in Denver.
Hmm.
It's like it's spelled similar, but it's like instead of a C, it's a K, I think it is, or some shit like that. Young guy, fucking, you know, play like how all of these tall guys play nowadays. They shoot, like I said, a KD type. They shoot, play more like KD. You know what I'm saying?
I think more of the bigs nowadays are actually getting really good at passing the ball.
I mean, all of the shit that I was doing when I was playing, and everybody was like, "Oh, you think you a point guard?" All these kids is doing now, and now it's just natural and it's regular. Yeah, all right. That's shout out to everybody that told me that.
Bastards.
You know the fuck you was talking about. My coach doggone had a doggone. He saw it ahead of time. He had all us doing all of those drills. Same thing with them guards. Get in line. You got to learn how to dribble too. Straight up.
Yeah, you can't be a big and not know how to dribble. You
So
you just get picked clean every damn time.
I mean, that's why we ended up finishing 26-2.
'Cause everybody knew how to play.
Yeah, it was out there hooping, and we had a foreign exchange student that was 6'7" in the 10th grade, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, that's also helpful. Fuck.
But he didn't play until January. Like it was, yeah, because he had to wait. He had to wait on his parents to come from New Zealand. Shout out to my boy Richie though. Or it was some old
From
shit.
New
I forgot what
Zealand,
it didn't play. He didn't play until like mid-January, almost February.
still though.
Like, yeah, my minutes got up. Boy, when Richie wasn't there, boy, I was playing a lot. Richie came, oh, for sure my minutes dropped. But I ain't tripping. Fuck it. We won all them games.
This
So,
dog is trying to test me right now.
hey man,
What?
at the end of
No.
the day, you gotta pick up his shit.
She she just told you no, and you're gonna think I'm gonna tell you yes? I swear, dude, it's like literally like having children. Go, go, go. No, go. Lay down. Good lord. Now he's giving me attitude. This fucking dog. God damn it. Um, let's see. So the Eastern Conference, we got Milwaukee, Miami, Boston, Atlanta, Philly, Brooklyn, and then Tell me why I feel like this is actually going to be an entertaining series. Cleveland and the Knicks.
I don't know. What do you think about those teams? They're not the same teams you thought they once were. They can feel like they're pretty similar. Makes
That's what I'm
sense.
saying. I just look at them and I'm like, this one might actually be a pretty decent series here. This may be, what would you call it?
A decent series. That's it. I ain't giving it no other juice than that. That's all they get. It's not like I'm not finna be over there hooping and hollering for Donovan Mitchell versus Karis LeVert or Spencer Dinwiddie. It's not like it's gonna be the battle of the bigs. I just said the big names first. So
I
it's not
thought
like
Dinwiddie was a net.
he is a net.
We're
Just
talking
like
about the
Cleveland.
Knicks.
You said the Knicks? You said the Nets, dude.
No, I said the Knicks.
Oh, well then, yeah. So let's rearrange the doggone lineup. You got Donovan Mitchell versus doggone what? Jalen Bronson or R.J. Barrett? Jalen,
Obi,
I
Obi
mean
Toppin.
Julius Randle versus what? Garrett Allen. Like, all right,
I don't
it's
know,
gonna
man.
be
I
cool.
kind of like the matchup.
No, it's gonna be a good battle because those teams are evenly matched. But as far as like what's gonna draw people in and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. Like, people
Well,
watch other series
to be
for that.
fair, not really any of these first round games or first round matchups
Mm.
are really that. Ooh. You're not going to really get that till you kind of get into the conference finals.
Well, I mean, y'all, both of your teams play each other, so that's right there is a good matchup.
That is also good, bro. Golden State already talking hella shit. What the hell?
Well, you got to understand in the Northern California, the Kings are the little brother. The Kings are the fucking Clippers to the fucking Lakers. The Warriors just won 4 rings in the last like 8 years
My problem is they're calling the Kings bums.
because they won 4 rings in the last 8 years, my guy.
I'm sorry. That's regardless of the fact. This team literally is the highest scoring offense in NBA history. In NBA history. That means you're 73 win team too.
That really don't mean much.
Like, I understand the 16-year drought. I understand all of that. But to go and call the Kings bums?
It's closely accurate.
No, I'm not gonna go and say that. That to me is just people talking out of their ass because they don't really know. To be honest with you, yeah, I refuse to believe, especially from what I've seen, that the Kings are just gonna lay down and be bums
All right.
against the Warriors.
This hurts me more than it hurts anybody.
I'm just saying.
Me too. I'm trying. I need you to understand because you know how I hate them. And you're putting me in a position to defend them. And I don't want to. I want the Kings to win because I want to see the dismay. I live in the Bay Area, so I want to see the dismay and face of Warriors fans. I had doggone take a doggone piss test because a city worker hit me. And I was seeing Warrior fans all in the doggone in the laboratory. You know what I mean? Wearing all they Warriors paraphernalia, hats and Warriors shirts, and you see Warriors keychains, all kind of stuff now. Warriors flags, all kind of stuff on cars.
I need to say this real quick. Okay. Warriors fans, stop acting like the Warriors have always been that team. 4 rings, I get it, but you're still not on LA Boston level. You're still not anywhere near close to being franchises like that. You have a generational player in Steph Curry. I understand that. That's fine. But it hasn't always been like that. We all know it hasn't always been like that. The Warriors was just as much of a joke, if not worse, than the Kings were. People forget Chris Webber said, fuck the Warriors. I'd rather go play with Sack. People forget about that. Like, stop acting like this has been some. Yeah, the Warriors have been this good since the very beginning. Fuck no, they haven't. They have been absolute dog shit until just recently. And even this year, let's be honest, they were dog shit on the road. They were a solid shit at home. We look. Okay, you and I are very big on trying to be as realistic as fucking possible. Right? We try to keep it as 100% real, whether we're right or wrong. We learn from it when we're wrong, but most of the time we're right. Because there's a logical outlook to all of this. We wanted to be those guys. We're not going to sit on a bandwagon biased and everything. We're just not going to do that. We have biases for our own teams and stuff like that, but even then, we critique our teams worse than anybody else could. When I look at this Warriors team, I'm sorry. There is fucking nothing that I see about the Golden State Warriors right now that are going to be able to beat the Kings. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Why? Because they have Mike Brown. The Kings have Mike Brown, and Mike Brown knows the Golden State Warriors inside and out. He's with them for however many years, won championships with them, helped develop a lot of those players that are on that team, including Steph, Draymond, and Clay. If you think for one fucking second that the Warriors are going to just come in and dominate the Kings, you Warriors fans are going to be in a very, 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 very fucking big rude awakening. There's going to be people waking up in the Bay Area crying their fucking eyes out. And you're going to get at least half the bandwagoners are going to go to the Kings and act like they've been there the whole time. Because that's just what bandwagoners do. This Kings team, in my opinion, from what I've seen, is probably the scariest team in the Western Conference. And they still aren't getting the love. I hear them.
You
I
quit?
hear what?
Are you drunk? Are you drunk right now?
No.
Are you drunk right now? You got
And the reason why I say that they're the scariest team is because nobody's fucking taking them seriously. Not any of these teams that are in the Western Conference, not any of these media fucking talking heads that are all over the goddamn place. They still don't give the fucking Kings love. The Kings are number 3 in the Western Conference right now. Highest scoring offense, again, in NBA history. 2 All-Stars on their team. One of them is being talked about as a potential MVP candidate because of the numbers that he's put up in Domantas Sabonis. He's right up there with Jokic and Embiid when it comes to the numbers. So the fact that this team is still getting looked at as if they barely squeaked into the fucking playoffs is baffling to me. The absolute ignorance of these so-called experts on ESPN and all these other even radio stations and stuff like that in the Bay Area, all across the nation. Nobody's giving this team love. Nobody is recognizing that this team, if you're not careful, will take you out. And people need to understand that every one of these teams, all 7 of these teams, not including the Kings, that are in the playoffs right now, the Kings have beaten during the regular season. And handedly, might I add. So they owned the Lakers all year long. They own the Warriors all year long. They own the Suns all year long. They own the Grizzlies.
All right, hold on.
I don't understand
Hold on.
where it's coming from. I don't.
I give you some insight right now. Just firsthand. So many points. First point. The reason why the credit you're looking for and the recognition you're looking for you're not receiving is because most of the teams, like let's just say this, the top 3 teams have been together all year. You guys, those top 3 teams haven't really had any trades, haven't had any shakeups or anything like that, right? Denver, Memphis, and you guys haven't had any trades, haven't had any things like that. You guys have pretty much been the same teams all year. Everybody else have had trades, shakeups, and all kind of shit. The Clippers just got Russ. The Warriors lost Higgins for like 30 games. KD just got to Phoenix. The Lakers just basically traded Russ. All of the other teams had shakeups and stuff like that. So you guys are beating teams that was in a completely different situation. These teams at this point, these teams should be in rolling form going into playoffs. So now you'll get to actually see the teams for who they should be are. So
The reason why I don't believe that that's true is because all of these teams had an entire second half of the season to get their shit together, and they still couldn't beat them.
What do you mean? Like
the trade deadline's before the All-Star game.
Schedule up right now. Do you got to schedule up right now to see if y'all actually played these teams in the second half of the year? Because if you only play like 1 or 2 of them, then all right, I guess.
Let me see. I'm looking at them right now.
But even still, again, regular season, you have to get there. They have to figure it out. You have to figure out tendencies. They lost players. The Clippers lost Paul George. Right when they just started rolling with the 3 of them, they lost Paul George for the rest of the year. Like I said, KD really just got back not that long ago. So now they just start rolling. So the second half of the season really starts whenever those players are on the floor together, whenever they in practice and they actually able to play high minutes together.
Okay.
That's really when it starts. And I feel like the Clippers should be rolling because Russ been playing well, I guess.
When was the All-Star break?
February, it's like third week of February. It's like
third week of February?
I think it's like second or third week of February.
So I'm just gonna start from the 23rd. Okay. From February 23rd on.
I mean, are you finna list off all the games?
Not all the games, but at least the teams that they've played.
Well, then that's the same thing.
They played the Clippers, beat them. They've played Minnesota, beat them.
Hold on.
They've played Phoenix.
Minnesota don't matter. Like Minnesota is in the top team.
I'm just naming off the Western Conference teams that I'm seeing. I see Eastern Conference teams, but that at this point doesn't really matter. It's about the Western Conference right now. Phoenix beating them. Let's see. Phoenix beating them again.
So do you remember what AD?
Really interesting. You might actually have a point here, okay? Because the only ones that they have played.
I don't remember when Russ got traded. I know he got traded way late, like right at the trade deadline. Russ got traded, which I think the trade deadline was like in April, if I'm not mistaken. No.
The trade deadline is always before the All-Star game.
No. That's when Boogie got traded. So they pushed that shit back. I'm pretty sure they pushed that shit back. I got.
Because I'm just looking at it, because the Clippers, the entire second half of the season, couldn't touch the. Well, I mean, they were close, but they couldn't beat them. And when did Russ
got traded February 8th.
February 8th. So both the games that the Clippers lost to the Kings, Russ was on the team. And it was a 176 to 175 double overtime win, 128 to 127.
You
Those are the
said
last two
handed.
times they played the Clippers.
These are really close games.
I understand that. A win's a win.
Still trying to figure it out. They was after a trade and they trying to figure it out, and y'all have really close games. And y'all the same team the whole year. Now they
I
jail.
don't think I'm not going to sit here and give Russell Westbrook that type of fucking cushion trying to figure it. No.
I feel like
And the reason why I say that is because it's
I
fucking
think that Russ is
basketball.
a bum. I'm confused. One season on the wrong fit makes him a bum.
I didn't say he was a bum. I didn't say that.
I mean, y'all, it's like everyone's talking like Russ is a
No.
bum.
Hold on.
Russ is
Hold on.
a
At this point,
all-star
okay.
Hall of Fame player.
Okay,
He will
you at this
figure out
point.
how
No,
to
hold
play.
on. Okay, you're putting words into my mouth now.
I didn't say that at all.
I never said he was a bum. What I did say, I'm not going to give him that whole. Oh, it's going to take some time to. No, I'm not going to give that to him.
That's
Because
everybody.
at what point? Because again, he's been on how many different teams in 6 years?
Oh my goodness.
One team traded him again, quit like they got him from LA and then traded him again.
So all right, let's go through it.
Look,
So let's go through it. Let's go through it. So after Oklahoma City, he went to Houston with James Harden, right?
Right. Struggled.
Okay, two same players. James Harden's not the same guy he was when he was in Oklahoma. James Harden was a sixth man. He was able to play a role. So that's the person Russ remembers. Russ didn't play with this James Harden now that's ball dominant, has to take all of those dribbles and all of that stuff. He didn't play with them. That's why they struggled. Same thing with Chris Paul. They struggled because of the same reason. They had a shot though to win, but that's the reason they struggled there. So that's the same thing with James Harden and anybody. So I wouldn't put that on Russ. Russ goes to doggone Washington, the Wizards. Come on, man. Like y'all all add up his teams, but you don't think about where he went. He went to Washington, and they still went to the playoffs. So Russ that bad, he drugged the sorry ass Washington Wizards to the playoffs. Him and Bradley Beal drugged them sorry sacks of shit to the playoffs. Like, let's be real. Got to give that man credit for that shit. Him and Bradley Beal drugged them to the playoffs. It was a 6 seed. Come on.
At this point, you're proving my point on why I'm not going to give him.
How am I proving your point? Because the team wants to be younger.
You were proving my point because you were explaining how great Russell Westbrook is, which is in fact kind of what I'm saying. As great as he is, I'm not going to give him that whole leeway. Oh, let's see what team he's on.
The man got traded
basketball.
Mid-year,
This is 5-on-5. He can take over a game if he wants to at any point in time.
Goodness, you sound crazy, dude, because the same time what you're saying, he got traded mid-year. Those other teams, he played the whole season. He had months with those guys to learn, to be able to figure out what to play and how to play. He got traded mid-year to the Clippers. That's the difference here. So, yes, it did take some acclimation time. And it didn't take that long because those guys clearly had a good game against y'all.
Yeah, but we're going to sit here and act like Russell Westbrook doesn't have some sort of chemistry and stuff like that with Paul George. These players play with each other outside of the league. They know each other. They hang out. They do all that kind of stuff.
All the LA boys got chemistry. They both from LA. All the LA boys got chemistry. Him, James Harden, all them boys got chemistry. They all are cool with each other. DeMar DeRozan, all of them. They all like each other because they all from LA. So let's go ahead and put that out there. They all cool with each other. So to get on the basketball standpoint, I hear you, but Paul George is out. Kawhi Leonard is also from LA and he's on the team. Kawhi Leonard plays, that man's a wizard because he plays his role and he also plays like a superstar at times, in moments. You know what I mean? So he'll let Russ do his thing, but he'll really take over when necessary. So he's in a great position not to have Paul George there so he can be ball dominant. This is actually a great position for Russ right now, to be real with you. So, yeah, they have a good shot right now. That's why I said it takes some acclimation time. If he would have had to share the ball with Paul George, because Paul George was dribbling the ball all season. He was the one all season. So if he had to share the ball with Paul George, that'll be a little rough. You know what I mean? Versus Kawhi not giving a shit, and he'll just be like, at moments, he'll get the ball.
I have the same look with him on the Clippers as I did when he first went to the Lakers. I said when he first went to the Lakers, he wasn't going to make the team any better. For whatever reason, Russell Westbrook being on the Lakers was not going to be like, "Oh, this is what's going to get them to the championship." And it turned out to be exactly correct. That's exactly what happened. Whether it was his fault or not, whether it was his fault or not, he didn't make the team any better. So they traded him. I don't think, because you just said it, Paul George comes back, that might be a struggle. Why? Because Russell Westbrook, I'm sorry, has never been that type of team guy. He's been the stat patter. He's been the guy who chases the triple doubles rather than the chips. Look, I'm not going to take away the athleticism, the skill, and everything like that of Russell Westbrook. I'm just not going to do it, because then that would just be unrealistic. But given the track record, how many times does he have to get traded or let go by one team before we start thinking maybe it's him? Maybe it's the fact that he can't be a good leader. Maybe it's the fact that he doesn't have the ability very well to mesh with the guys around him, to make everyone else better in that type of sense. Maybe he does have some sort of attitude that just doesn't sit well with teams. At what point do we stop blaming everybody else but Russell Westbrook?
So
At
are
what
you
point do
taking
we
it
give
to
accountability
it's
for his
everyone
shit?
else's fault? Is that what you're saying right now? Is that what I'm not giving Russ enough blame? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I've yet to hear you. I
Man, now,
only
all
hear
right. So
you
let's
defend
go
Russell
ahead.
Westbrook.
Let's go ahead. You want me to just give Russ blame so you can feel better in the point that I'm trying to make? Because I'm telling you, again, it's not on Russ to construct the team. The team not constructed correctly. You got too many of the same type of players. Somebody's gonna fucking be let out. One, if you look at Russ stats this season, he scored a better scoring percentage with the Lakers than he did with the Clippers. And the Clippers, he's been shooting better with over there. I mean, it could be backwards, but whatever. He scored more points. That's what I meant to say. Again, Russ played well. He's figuring it out. The man has been in an uncomfortable position. That's what happened. Whatever. He didn't play well in certain moments. Got it.
But,
He's been a
but you're
turnover king. Got it. I understand that. He's been a turnover king his whole career. So that's
but,
nothing new.
but I'm
Got
also
it.
saying, like, you're taking it like what you just said right now, like the way the team is constructed, right?
Yes, the Lakers were constructed poorly. In order for Russ to be a triple-double machine, he got to be able to make assists. So if the motherfuckers that he's throwing the ball to aren't scoring, then what? He's gonna pump fake passes, get turnovers, and things like that.
So
He's
then
gonna pump fake like, don't throw that motherfucker. He's not gonna score. Or it's like, oh shit, I don't want to throw the wrong pass. It could
Minus
be
the
one of two
Lakers though.
things. Or it
Minus
could
the
have been
Lakers.
he's in his own
Okay,
head.
minus the Lakers, because they had, LeBron James, AD, and everything. Yes, they were poorly constructed around him and everything, and they actually got better players during the trade deadline. They just got rid of Russ too. That's the only problem. They have a better team now than they did when Russ was there. When we're talking about the Lakers, outside of the Lakers, because of the firepower and everything else like that, every other team, yes, they were poorly constructed and everything else like that, but not one of these teams wanted to build around him.
He's an older player. Why would you do that? He's an older point guard. He based off athleticism. That's it.
How old is
Russ
he?
isn't a good shooter. That everyone knows that. He's not a good shooter like that, so his athleticism is going to wane. He's an older player. He's starting to go into his mid-30s. Like, it makes sense. Like, yeah, don't build a team around him. I feel that.
But then if you're a guy, especially at this point in his career, where a team cannot build around you, you are not a superstar in my eyes. You are not on that tier of
Is the
superstar.
argument is Russ a superstar? I said he was a superstar. He's a Hall of Famer.
I'm
Like
just saying.
that's what I said. He was a superstar. He is a Hall of Famer. He's not a superstar now. I didn't say that. I'm saying as far as the fact that the man was all of those things, it's not like his NBA IQ just went out the door. He still know how to hoop. Like at the end of the day, that's why I said it's like everyone is talking about Russ like he's a bum. Like that's the problem. It's like, yes, he was in a position where he didn't feel comfortable. The fans didn't make him feel comfortable. It seems like his teammates didn't make him feel comfortable, especially, the little drama situation. Well, the drama situation tried to make it seem like they had. Well, LeBron was staring them down after LeBron hit a shot and Russ was on the bench. So, I mean, it made it seem like it was a situation there, but again, that's what it was. Like I said, we don't know what the case may have been, but again, it seems like a lot of people are saying, like the Clippers fuck with him. So if the Clippers fuck with him, you're gonna feel good. You're not gonna want to play on a team that people don't fuck with you. Like 80% of your team don't fuck with you. You only got like 4 people on the team that fuck with you, and everybody else don't.
Yeah,
So it's like, all right, cool. Like,
the
fuck this
players
team.
that
Like,
now supposedly don't fuck with him on the Lakers are the ones who wanted him on the team in the first place.
I mean, that's not entirely true. Again, we don't really know what's going on. Like I said, they tried to make a
LeBron didn't
moment.
ask for Westbrook to
Again,
be on the
they
team.
tried to make a moment. We don't know what happened. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that. I don't know if that's what it was. LeBron does things if it's in the spite of competition. So they probably had no problem, and he just did that because Russ is on the Clippers now, and it's like we was teammates, but it's like nah, we still boys, but now we enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like we on different sides of the grain now. Like we'll get like in competition status. So it could have been one of the other thing. I'm not gonna make it seem like that's beef, but they tried to make it seem like it's beef. It could have been that right there, what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't know what the case may have been. So that's why I morally stress like Russ in certain situations. Everybody downplay him because he was making triple doubles and stuff like that. So they expected him to continue that. You're not going to be able to do that when you got to do more for sorrier teams.
I'm
Like
sorry.
that's
When
straight
you're
up
on
what
the
it is.
same team as LeBron James, I'm not gonna say it's a sorry team.
Okay, LeBron James, you got AD who only gonna play like 35 to fucking 50 games.
Maybe that's on
See what
a
I'm saying?
50 is
So
a good
AD's
year.
not on the team, and who else you got? That was it. That it was pretty much a bunch of nobodies. That's it. Austin Reeves, I guess. Like who they
I
ain't really
mean,
have shit. That's what I'm
it,
saying. They ain't really have shit.
they
So
like
now they
Austin
traded
Reeves.
and got a bunch of different players. They got a bunch of different players now. It's like, yeah, you traded Russ to get a lower caliber point guard, still serviceable. He lower caliber than Russ though. So now you're able to get more players and picks. You able to get more stuff. You had to trade a first round pick to get him, but whew, I wouldn't have did that, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it
I
is.
think I think where the stigma comes from it is I mean, because everybody's going to compare, when you talk about like championships and everything else like that.
Mhm.
As great as people say that Russell Westbrook is, and he is, he's never gotten over the hump. I don't. He made Western Conference Finals like what, once in his career, and he had the help of KD to do it. Like he's never really gotten out of that. You're gonna disagree with me by saying this, but he's never got out of that Aaron Rodgers style funk. Good in the regular season, shitty in the playoffs. That's how he's been. The only difference between him and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers at least has one. So it's just, and like you when you talk about like big threes and everything else, like they've tried putting casts and stuff like that around him, just shit hasn't been working out. Him and Bradley Beal could have been an insane, duo
No,
to build around. They didn't do it.
no, for 2 reasons. One, I don't think Bradley Beal wanted to be there unless they paid him like that. Bradley Beal was finna get the fuck out of Washington's goddamn self. That's first. And then secondly, they just wanted a younger player. That's all that was. It's like Washington didn't embrace Russ either. You know what I'm saying? Like he came in, was trying to like do something and be something, but I don't think they embraced his ass either.
So
So,
then why
but they
keep him around?
a bad team. Again, everybody see Russell Westbrook, they only think triple doubles, triple doubles. And then now it's like he ain't doing that, and it's like, oh, Russ sucks. Like, Russ sucks. Like, no, bro, it's just he not the same player because you ain't putting him in the situations like that. When he got those triple doubles, they had guys around Russ in Oklahoma City able to
Oh,
finish.
like who?
Steven Adams, that was the
That's it.
main person that was
That's
doggone scoring.
that's it. That's 100% it.
I wasn't even finished. Like, no, but I ain't gonna say that again. That's one of the main guys. Who else was over there? Shit. Who was this two? Who was this two? Because I know Schroeder was his backup for a second. They had Reggie Jackson there for a second. Who else was there? No, I think Reggie was there with KD and he left in. Who else was there? Fuck. They had Gallinari for a second. Fuck, I don't really remember the Oklahoma City Thunder roster like that, dog. I'm telling you. I am a Miami Heat fan. Like, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like in certain situations, all right, I can literally just look it up. I'm driving a car, but okay.
Oh, I
Oklahoma
didn't know
City.
you were driving.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Let's
parked.
go Russell. I gotta go Russell shits first to figure out when the last time he was in motherfucking Oklahoma City. Gotta go there. Let's go Russell stats. They're gonna show me that shit. Career stats. Um, career. Oklahoma City. His last year was 2018-19 season. Nah, he averaged a triple double that year. Oklahoma City Thunder. Go 2018-19 roster. Let's look at how shit this roster was.
I mean, you you
I'm
just
I'm at
said
the
he had a
roster
bad
now. I'm
roster.
here now. Alex Sabrinas. I remember Cat. He wasn't that good. Dante Burton. Steven Adams. Tyler Davis. Diallo.
No,
He was okay, I guess.
no.
Ennis, Raymond Felton, Terrence Ferguson, that was a high flyer, banging out. That's when he had Paul George. That was his two. Oh, no, three. He was his three. Who was his fucking two? Who was his starting two? Probably Diallo. Yeah, looking at it, it was Diallo. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder was his backup. He had Patrick Peterson, Nerlens Noel, Marquis Morris, fucking Dante Grant, bro. They didn't have a roster like that, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They rostered
And I'm sorry,
they
Paul George on
49 and
that
33, and
Oklahoma
they
City.
still finished.
Paul George
Say
on
what?
that Oklahoma City team was trash. Sorry, just bad.
Bro, they
It was one of
finished
his worst
49
years.
and they finished 49 and 33.
Uh,
And Russell finished with a triple double, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what I'm
the,
saying. It's like,
I think that's the year that he broke Oscar Robinson's um record. I think.
again, proving my point. They didn't have no fucking body. They didn't have nobody
Paul
when
George
Russell
and
was doing
Steven
all that.
Adams. I guess if you could talk by name, I that's what I'm saying. Steven Adams, I do think he's a good basketball player.
Like, like I said, he didn't have nobody, and Russ still has stats. So people look at Russ and they think triple double, and when he ain't doing that, when you're not understanding, they had a team constructed for Russ to just give up the ball and do what the fuck you do. You know what I'm saying? It's like Paul George, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. We traded to get you here. You know what I'm saying? And
But
that's
that's
what
the
they
thing.
had. That was,
People were talking about, especially when Russ came to the Lakers. People were
yeah,
talking about it as if Russ was going to go right back to being that triple double machine because of the fact that he had LeBron on the team, who
yeah,
also
because
passes the ball.
LeBron is the most unselfish superstar in the game.
Exactly my point on the triple doubles. He's going to get the points and he's going to get the assists because he's going to assist it off to LeBron. LeBron's going to assist it off to
That's
Westbrook.
what you would think, but at the same time, those players need those. They need the ball.
He's definitely not going to get the rebounds though because LeBron and AD.
No, you
Well,
can't say AD. I'm trying to tell you,
AD when he's there.
AD is the Michelin man, bro. I promise you.
I mean, again, it just goes to me when I look at this when when I look at this playoff schedule
The Charmin Bear.
and I just again because I hear
Double bear.
I hear the fucking talking heads every day, and not once at all have I heard anything about they want to talk about the Lakers for God knows whatever reason. They always want to talk about the Lakers because LeBron's on the team, and that's about it. Even if LeBron wasn't on the team, they're going to talk about the Lakers, whether they suck or not. They're talking about Golden State. They're talking about the Suns. They're talking about everybody else, but they just there's no there's no consideration at all. The Sacramento Kings are not on anybody's mind. And I think that's going to be the reason why the Sacramento Kings are going to do well. They're going to shock a lot of people.
I don't know. I don't know where you thinking that from. Is that whole reverse psychology thing ain't it, bro?
No, I'm not. Well, whatever they may be, because here's what I can guarantee you is going to happen. Okay. The Kings, just go with me on this, right? Kings beat the Warriors in the first round.
Man, you smoking.
Hold on. Just hear me out. Okay. Kings beat the Warriors in the first round. Then they go on to play let's see, they're the number 3 seed. They go on to play the winner of the Suns and Clippers. Right? Let's just say it's the Suns because that's another team that just KD's on the team, so therefore they're going to win the NBA finals. Let's just say they make it. And they somehow, some way beat the Suns, make it to the Western Conference Finals, right? I guarantee you, if the Kings make it to the Western Conference Finals, more than half of these little fucking talking heads that are going to be on TV, we saw this coming. You know, the Kings are a good team. Yeah, we knew that they were a good team. Mm-hmm. Okay. Keep that same energy, bitches. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm fucking saying. If the Kings make it to the Western Conference Finals, I want to hear every one of you fucking talking heads tell the goddamn world you were wrong. Own that shit and move on. Because this whole we're not even going to talk about the highest scoring offense in NBA history. Two of some of the most exciting players in basketball right now with Sabonis and Fox. The highest 3-point shooting rookie of all time. Like I there's so much about this team that could be talked about. And again, I think Mike Brown is the absolute X factor in all of this because his coaching style and the way that he has turned around this team, the way that that's being overlooked is so ridiculous to me that I literally do hope out of spite the Kings make it to the hell, I hope the Kings make it to the fucking finals so every goddamn one of those media shitheads on TV who don't know what the fuck they're talking about half the time because most of the time they're pulling their shit from us. I can't wait for those motherfuckers to eat their words. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So again, smoking, drunk, whatever the fuck. At least drunk people speak the truth when they are, and this is the absolute truth.
Oh no. I seriously think you undercutting. So let me go ahead. Let me just a little bit. Like I was saying, dog. I told you what it was a couple weeks ago, a couple episodes ago. You play any team in California, y'all gonna get y'all ass whooped. You got the Warriors, the defending champs, first round. And last I checked, I promise you, I've never seen Steph in the shooting sleeve. Steph has been wearing the shooting sleeve all season. This man is feeling himself like Beyonce. He feeling himself. Feeling himself. He feeling himself like Beyonce. You hear me? Steph is out here playing on a whole different level. He is feeling, I'm trying to tell you, Steph is on some other shit this season, bro. I don't like De'Aaron Fox is playing good. Sabonis is playing good, but I'm
Sabonis is
pretty
being not
sure.
just good. Sabonis is being talked about as an MVP, as a possible MVP candidate. That's not
I don't
just
know
good.
if anybody talking about that shit, it got to be in the 916, bro, because ain't nobody outside of that shit is saying that dumbass shit, bro. Ain't nobody.
No.
Nobody, bro.
And,
Like,
and the and the reason why they are is the fact that he's putting up better numbers than most of the centers. That he's putting up numbers compared to who people are talking about as the MVP in Jokic and Embiid and Giannis. He's putting up the same numbers.
So he averaging 33 points a game.
He's averaging, I believe. Let me see.
No, we just looked a couple weeks ago. He ain't averaging over goddamn that much, bro. He ain't averaging 33 points a game.
He's averaging the
Like,
double double.
what are you talking about right now? Man, he averaged 33 points this season.
Which one of the centers averages 33 points? Is that Embiid?
Joel Embiid, bro. Like, he averaged 33 points. He won the scoring title. Joel Embiid won the scoring title this year.
Good for him.
Ain't fucking with him, man. Come
Again,
on, dog.
I'm not saying that Domantas Sabonis should 100% be the MVP, but
He should not be
he's
in the
being
same
talked about.
conversation, bro.
He's
He should not
putting
be
up
in
the
this. If
numbers
they're
to
talking
be in
about
that
him,
conversation.
somebody's drunk. Somebody's drunk if you're bringing Sabonis and Joel Embiid in the same conversation, bro. They're not on the same level. I promise you. Sabonis is a good player. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he should not be talked about as a good player. But against Joel Embiid, fuck no, bro. I'm sorry, but fuck no, bro. Joel Embiid averaged 33 points this season, bro, and over 10 rebounds. Fuck no, Josh.
20,
Absolutely not, nigga.
20,
No.
20 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 61% from the field.
Go to Joel Embiid stats. It's night and goddamn day. Cue the Kid Cudi, Maverick, please. Oh, I know Ragnarok's coming. Get into it right now.
Embiid definitely averages more points. That's for sure. Hold on. I know that for sure, and I haven't even seen it. So let me see. Get the Philadelphia Sixers. Get to the roster here. Senor Embiid. The only thing that he averages more than Domantas Sabonis is the points. He averages 10 rebounds a game to Domantas Sabonis' 12. And he averages 4 assists per game to Domantas Sabonis' 7. And Sabonis is shooting better from the field than he is at 61 compared to Joel Embiid's 54. The only thing Joel Embiid has on Domantas Sabonis is the points factor. And that's it.
He's carrying James Harden, bro.
That's
James
cute.
Harden
That's
playing
it.
like shit this year, dog. Don't do this.
No,
James Harden playing like trash.
You're not gonna go start blaming everything and when you do. No. I completely shat on your whole point because literally 3 out of the 4 categories that I just mentioned, Domantas Sabonis is better than Joel Embiid. And now you're going back, no, it's because of this. It's because no, we're not doing that. We're comparing the stats right here. And that's exactly why Domantas Sabonis is in the same conversation. Doesn't have to do with just the points. It's the overall game. And Domantas Sabonis is there. It's not questionable. I just gave you the stats.
It's very no, Joe. You're looking
unquestionable.
at stats, but you're not looking at team strength. You have De'Aaron Fox on your team. He's carrying James Harden. James Harden's a shell of himself. Like, the man's scoring more points because he has to take more shots because his other superstar is not holding his weight. De'Aaron Fox is holding his weight. So Sabonis is able to play more free. He's able to get more shots because, again, the ball carrier. He's doing his job.
Let me look at Jokic real quick.
And then on top of all of that, again, 2 rebounds. You went from 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Joel Embiid has 13 more points. That ends
2
all
rebounds from
of that. Yeah.
4 to 7. It's 3.
I said 3 rebounds and 2 assists.
Oh. Where the fuck is Jokic? There he is. Okay. The field goal percentage average was much better too.
Again, my point. Your superstar not carrying his weight. He has to do more. He has to shoot more. Put him in that position.
Jokic is averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, which is again one lower than Sabonis. He's almost averaging a triple-double this year. He's got 9.8 assists on the year, which is higher than Sabonis. And he's got a 63 field goal average, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2% above Sabonis.
You do understand, in order to get these stats, your teammates have to do their job. You aware of that, right?
So all three of who I just mentioned, Jokic, Embiid, and Sabonis.
Embiid, I don't remember the Phillies rank. They're in the playoffs, but I don't remember Phillies rank. But Denver's number 1 in the West.
Right.
Let's just start there. Denver has
They're not going to make it out of the
coach.
first round though.
I'm telling you, y'all not making it out of the first round either, dog. They got a better team, like complete team than y'all.
The Sixers are third with 54 wins, which, if you compare it to the Western Conference, they would be number 1 in the Western Conference if they were there. They have one more win than the Nuggets do.
So Joel Embiid would be the best player in y'all conference. Simple and plain.
Points wise,
simple and plain. You going off points. He got 54 wins. He drug his team. James Harden ain't playing like shit. And he's the only superstar on this team, essentially.
Fair.
Averaging 30 rebounds. How is this even an argument? He's the best. He will be the best. He's the best player in the league. Like, what arguing?
Again, you're turning this into an argument that it's not. Okay,
no,
I'm not
saying it's like,
I'm not saying at all.
Like,
I'm not. Look. No. You're missing the point that I'm trying to make here. Not once did I say that Joel Embiid was not the best player in the league. I'm telling you that calling Domantas Sabonis good is a complete understatement. Complete understatement. It's not it's not even fair to call him good.
Are you a superstar?
Absolutely, he's a superstar. 100% he's a superstar. 100% he's a superstar.
Where?
Who?
Played one good year.
No, bullshit. See, that's where you don't know, okay? That's where you don't know. He was also making all-star appearances and stuff like that when he was in Indiana and when he was with Oklahoma City before. He has been a good player since he's got in the league. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't know about Sabonis. You don't know about Sabonis. He has always been a top-tier player, Kay. So to sit here and say that he's not at least one of the top 5 centers in the league, he's probably top 10 players overall in the league. Stats wise, everything. He was the backbone of this Kings team. Yes, De'Aaron Fox played, he averaged a good amount of points. He was doing, crazy things as well. But to sit here and say that Domantas Sabonis is not up there in the upper echelon of players in the league when it's literally proven that the trade to get him alone turned the franchise around. De'Aaron Fox needed all the help that he can get, and he couldn't get any of the help from anybody else. When they got Domantas Sabonis, that changed the course of the franchise. He's that much of a difference maker on the team. And then you added Mike Brown to the mix. That just added even more to the knowledge and everything that the rest of the team is going to have. But Sabonis was not a scrub before he got here. Domantas Sabonis was considered upper echelon before he was ever a king, K. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, he wasn't. Like, I'm looking at his stats right now, Josh. He only averaged 20 points one time in his career, and that was 2021. He averaged 19.1 and with 12 rebounds this season. I'm looking at the stats right now. The man is a good player, and that's it. You can't give him anything other than that. He averaged 20 points once. When he was with Indiana. One time, I'm looking at it right now, bro. His career
points.
stats.
What
right
else?
Now.
Points. What else?
And
what else
he
other than
averaged,
the points?
He started averaging 12 rebounds 2019-2020 season. He had 18 and 12 rebounds. Since then, he averaged 12 rebounds. He's been a good player. His best season was the next season. He averaged 20.3 and 12 rebounds. A good player. Not a superstar.
Look at assists as well, and also his field goal percentage.
Oh my goodness!
What's the lowest? What's the lowest assist per year that he's had? What's the lowest field goal percentage that he's had?
I'll pull up the field goal percentage and shit for you. His lowest assist season was 1, and when he was his rookie year. But also that same season with Indiana, his best season, 6.7. This year, 7.3. Congrats. He's a good player. He is a good player. He is not a superstar, bro. He is a very good player. That's it.
Outside of his rookie year, not once has he averaged under 50% in the field goal. Not once.
He's a big man.
And
he's not shooting threes. What is his 3-point percentage?
His 3-point percentage, he's over 30%. He's over 30%.
What's attempts?
Let me see.
That matters. If you're not shooting that many, good job for not shooting that many and getting 30%, my boy. He's more of a mid-range shooter anyway. What the fuck
this even 3-point? Okay, what does this even mean? What is this? How the hell did they even put this stat the way that is? 0.4 to 1.3. What the fuck does that even mean?
He ain't shooting that many threes per game.
3-point. Give me
one. He's averaging 1 3-point per game, bro.
Is that what that means?
He's only shooting 1 3 a game. He only attempting 1 damn 3-pointer a game. That is exactly what that means.
That's what the 2.6, the 2.3.
He shot.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why wouldn't they just
averaging 2 to 3 shots at the 3-point line per game that season? That's
why
what
wouldn't
that means.
they just
How many
show him
shots he's shooting? That's what they're telling you right now. How many he's averaging per game? He's averaging that many shots at the 3-point line that game, and at 30%.
I've never seen it in the way of in points like this.
I don't know where you're looking up, but where are you getting your stats from?
So it's from ESPN.
Yeah, they're giving you. If you click full stats, then yeah, that's what they're giving you right now. They're giving you the real scorebook.
But what I'm trying to hold on. What I'm trying to say is I've never seen it really in any sport. I've never seen it like this. It's either how many he attempted, how many he made, and it goes from the average and stuff like that from there. I've never seen them put
digest it. That's why it's like that. The average
I've never seen them put like 10.7, 5.9, 50 or like 0.4 to 1 point. I've never seen it done that way. That's why it confused the fuck out of me.
I'm trying to tell you, they break it down the way you've seen it for so long for the average fan to be able to digest it. For the people that's in the game that's looking at analytics and stuff like that, that's how they digest it. So they able to understand how many times they shooting the 3-point line.
That so how many times is Jokic and Embiid shooting from the 3-point line?
I mean, you got the stats. I am driving a car, man.
I'm just saying, like, that's rare too. If we're like 3-point percentage,
again, both of those players shoot more
hold on.
Hold on.
3-point percentage. 3-point percentage when we're talking about a big irrelevant. We need to talk about the field goal percentage. We need to talk about his assists.
Big shoot threes. If Joel Embiid is a big that shoot a shit load of threes, He is a big that shoots a shitload of threes. So it's not irrelevant. You talking
Let
about
me
like
see this.
when Shaq and them played.
Joel Embiid is not just sitting there pulling a fucking Curry. Let me see this. That's bullshit.
When
I
the
do
last
not
time you
believe
watched the
Joel
Philly
Embiid is
game?
just posting up at the 3-point line and just tossing them up.
I didn't
I
say he
bet you he
shoots
has the same
23s a
amount of
game, but he
3-point
is a
attempts
big man
as
that was
Sabonis does.
Joel Embiid to shoot three to fucking 7
I
3-pointers a game.
bet you he has the
He
same amount as
damn sure will.
Sabonis
He'll
does.
pull some shit like that. Maybe 2 to 7. Maybe 2 to 7. But he probably average on average, he probably shoot like probably 2 or 3. He'd probably be like 2 or 3 or maybe like 4 at most a game. That's my guess. But he shoots a good amount of threes.
This year, damn, 3 a game.
I just said that. I tried to tell you.
Damn, so Philly sucks. They really can't do anything.
No, Joel Embiid just a fucking motherfucker
Animal.
like that. He is killing.
Just a
I'm trying to
fucking
tell
animal.
you. They should not be in the same
Why?
conversation.
First, well, I'm going to go down like field goal percentage wise.
You got to get past the stats. His team ain't doing shit. And he in the 3rd seed. They won 54 games. If you're going to look at stats, look at those. Win-loss. He won 54 games out of 82.
I'm looking at how many I'm looking at how many shots he's put up per game every year. And
it's a lot.
This year he was averaging over 20 attempts a game.
I feel you.
That's just how much Philly sucks.
They 3rd in the East and with more wins than your favorite team. So I don't know how bad are they.
No, but this is just saying like Philly sucks and Embiid is like holy shit.
Bro, you literally thought I was just being funny and just talking down Sabonis. I'm not.
But here's the thing. I wasn't trying to argue with you about whether or not Joel Embiid was the best player out of, him and Sabonis. I was never saying that Embiid was better.
I didn't say that you were. You just misinterpreted that thinking that's what I was saying. I said they shouldn't even be in the same conversation. Joel Embiid is killing that much this season, and you just realized it right now. You just realized what I already knew. Like, Sabonis is a really good player, but he ain't fucking with Joel Embiid this season, bro. That man is on a whole nother level.
Not this season. No, I don't.
Like,
I'm just looking at it.
Like, that was my whole point. I understood where you were coming from. I kept trying to tell you, it's like, nah, Sabonis is good, but nah, that's not the person you should compare him to. It's like some of these other names, these teams in the team shape, they gotta do more. So certain players that be skewed. And the fact that Joel Embiid is over 7 feet, he's able to get rebounds. He's able to get extra shots and shit like that. He's able to clean up mistakes. You know what I mean? He's able to do certain shit. He's able to take out the other team's X factor at the big position because they have to guard him. So that just negates.
I'm looking at Jokic right now. This year, that's not even.
You got to look at his team.
He's 6 away. He's 6 away from Embiid and shots put up.
And he has a better team. He has a way better team around him. And those are Jokic's numbers. That's why I think he should not be the MVP. Point blank, period. You just proved my point. He's number 1 in the West. He has a way better team around him. And Joel Embiid did better than him in scoring, and he's just dragging. I saw James Harden play a whole game, a whole NBA game, and score 2 points.
Yeah,
James Harden played a whole NBA game and scored 2 points, and he was the MVP at one point in time in the NBA. He played the whole game. He was a starter too. That boy had 2 points. Absolutely not. Joel Embiid deserved a fucking purple medal for this guy, a purple heart for this fucking season. Give him some goddamn love. He need an immigrant award. Whatever immigrant award they got for the best immigrant and that came to America and did some shit, he need it. Joel Embiid need that shit. Give it to him. Whatever you gave Giannis, give that shit to Joel Embiid because he just drugged James Harden's sorry ass. In LA, you need to get this motherfucker a trophy just because he drugged one of your own. Just letting you know. He drug one of your own. You know what the fuck y'all got going on? Arizona State, you got to make a national holiday for Joel Embiid. Because if James Harden win a ring at some point in time with Joel Embiid killing like this, you got to make a national holiday at Arizona State for Joel Embiid. They
He
already
went to
going to do
Arizona
that.
State?
James Harden went to Arizona State.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Embiid.
Embiid went to Kansas.
Ah.
Yeah, they going to do that shit already. You already know Kansas celebrate they fucking good players.
You know, was Embiid like he was number 1 overall pick, wasn't he?
He was a top pick. I think he was like 3. It was like some old shit like that.
Bro, Giannis has been in the league for this long? Holy fuck. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4,
Giannis
5,
was frail when he first got in the league. They were
7,
beating
8,
Giannis' ass. And he can
Giannis,
shoot. Giannis can shoot when he
this
first
was
got
his
in the league.
10th year.
Yeah, I know. Giannis can shoot like a motherfucker. That draft was crazy. It was Giannis, AD, all the motherfuckers was in the same draft. Michael Carter, Gilchrist. That draft was crazy. Marvin Williams, I think, was in that draft. No. Marvin Williams before that. But yeah, Michael Carter, Gilchrist.
Why is Giannis shooting
Blake Griffin.
Why is Giannis shooting 3-point shots?
Because Giannis could shoot before. Before he got like big and was just only dunking, Giannis could shoot when he first got in the league. Like for real, for real.
I'm talking about this year he's putting up three-pointers a game.
Yeah, because he could shoot before he started dunking, so all he had to do was just redevelop what he already had.
And let's see what else has he got. Field goal percentage. 55 this year. Giannis was putting up 20 attempts a game as well.
Got to. The superstar. That's really only 5 shots a quarter.
I mean, if I'm looking at all the... Hold on. Giannis isn't considered a fucking center?
A center? No. Giannis is a small forward, power forward.
They got him listed. They got him listed as power forward. What?
Yeah, he got listed. I should have. I said he probably listed him at power forward now, but he got drafted as a small forward. Pretty sure.
How the fuck is Giannis Antetokounmpo not a fucking center?
Because height is not everything. Height doesn't determine your position. Skill set does.
He's
the same reason why Kevin Durant is a
7
3.
feet tall, 245 pounds. That looks like a center to me.
Where? The way he plays? The way Giannis plays the game of basketball looks like a center to you?
To be honest, an athletic one, but yeah.
Nah. Oh, no. Nah. Joel. Not Giannis.
So what's the
Giannis is a
okay?
3,
Then what the
4,
hell's the criteria then? Because they got freaking
skill set.
Jokic. Jokic is
the
essentially the
he-
same size as Giannis, and he's considered a center.
Yeah, because he
Joel-
plays like a center.
What do you mean? What does that
Jokic
even mean?
plays like a center. That means the way he plays is back to the basket. He's more commanding in the post. He's not really, you know what I mean, dribbling the ball up as much. He's not trying to take on guards and shit like that. Do more of a guard dynamic. You know what I mean? They might
Jokic
run the
is
play for him, but he's not really the point guard.
okay. They're calling Jokic like a point center. He sets shit up at the perimeter. He's not solely a back him down at the post guy. He is far from that. Jokic is not a typical center.
I didn't say he was. Oh my God. You heard that one part and just jumped on that?
I'm looking at it going like, I don't see how
he way he plays. I just told you 15 reasons of why Jokic plays more like a center versus Giannis. And you heard the one thing and thought that's all I was sticking on. I said more. He plays more back to the basket. I didn't say he only plays back to the basket. He plays more back to the basket.
Though.
There's a difference. It is very true. Giannis brings the ball up all 84 feet. Jokic might do that every once in a while, but you got Jamal Murray, Will Barton, and all them other guys to do that. I don't mean Will Barton. I don't think Will Barton's over there no more. I think Will Barton's on Orlando, so I apologize. I don't forget who over there did too. But that's my point. They got other guys to bring up the ball. Michael Carter Porter, Porter Carter, whatever the dingo boy name is, the doggone 7 foot at doggone the 3 over there in number 1. And then you got
Giannis
Aaron
doesn't
Gordon.
have
Aaron
anybody to
Gordon
bring the
can bring
ball
up
up the
the
court.
ball. I'm saying they have ball at the court. He just run the balls in the set. He's more of a bigger guy, bigger, slower guy. He's not a blazing fast, like dribbling the ball, trying to cross people over, making a move to, you know what I mean, going like that. He's not like that. He's more of a slower guy, more of a meticulous, fundamentally sound guy. That's why I say he plays more like a big. He plays within that triangle. You know what I mean? In the short corner, doggone well, man. His triangle's a little longer. He'll go in that 3-point corner, but I'm just saying the free throw line, things like that. He's running the set, but at the same time, he's playing more like a big. He's not doing what Giannis is doing, driving the whole court, trying to cross somebody and doing things like that to go dunk the ball. He ain't doing all that. Just to make it a short set.
My idea of a center must be like
You're still
completely
thinking
off.
of you're still thinking of 2000 centers like Shaq and James Robinson. And
You're right.
yeah, I keep
You're right.
telling you, if you was a Spurs fan, I keep telling you, it's not like that no more. All of the guys, the way NBA play now is what the Spurs never had. Never. Anytime y'all had any player like that, they quickly got out of San Antonio because y'all don't play like that. Even now, it don't work now. Y'all get those same type of players and that shit don't work. You know what I mean? You got to get scrappy players like Buddy that changed his hair like Dennis Rodman. Those are the type of guys that worked in San Antonio.
Pop has to kind of get out of his ways a bit. Just a
Not
little
saying
bit.
that. It's just, I mean, again, you got to learn. You got to learn certain things, learn situations, learn different ways. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, like, yeah, man, them boys play a lot different nowadays and a lot more positionless basketball, which I don't like saying because, I mean, I played like that my whole life and people thought I was trying to be a guard. It's like, nah, like, that's how I was taught in high school. You know what I mean? Like in high school, they taught us how to dribble, taught us how to play, playing the whole game of basketball, not just fun like being stuck in a box. That's why we was able to win because we like everybody played their role. You get what I'm saying? So
That you saying that makes me laugh because now understand, Kay, I'm like close to 6'2". I'm like 6'1", close to 6'2". And
everybody go changes. That's what I meant to say as well.
guess where my coaches had me in basketball?
I mean, again, you got to look at the area, bro. You know, in my area during my time, we have more taller guys. We have bigger guys. As far as your area, when you came up, it was a bunch of little motherfuckers. You want to know how I know that? Because I was at this motherfucker when you was in high school. All of the years you was in high school, I was in California. You were none but a little bunch of little motherfuckers, especially on the east side. And when you were in high school, I lived on the east side. So yeah, bunch of tiny little motherfuckers.
100% correct.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I
So it's
was
like it makes perfect sense.
I was literally every year throughout, my school career and stuff like that, up until pretty much I got into college. I was probably top 3 to top 5 tallest people in my class at 6'2", or at 6'1", whatever the fuck. I just say 6'2" because I round up. But yeah, I've always been one of the taller guys. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my coaches, because I was the tall one or one of the tall ones, it was almost a necessity to have me there because nobody else was that size. So I didn't have the opportunity to be like, I was the guy that they stuck down in the post and like, oh yeah, use your body, use you to get into there. Like they didn't bother, with the dribbling techniques and all that other kind of shit. So that's I still look back at it now to this day. I'm like, really? I was like 6'1", and they thought I was, oh my God, we need to put him down in the post. And then we play other teams, and I'm just like, the fuck? It's like I'm actually playing against guys that are 6'4", 6'5". I'm just like, God, no, okay, yeah, I'm really a fucking power forward, huh, coach? Jesus, all bad, man, all bad. And that's what I'm saying. You had
All, all
the luck
honesty,
of
I understood how bad it was. I was out here. Like I said, I played in a few pro-am tournaments, not like the A level good division always in San Francisco. I was
yeah,
more from traveling tournament here and there type bullshit. And against guys that played overseas and shit like that, professional guys, all that shit. Like shout out to big ass center. He for the Mexico team, Oliver. That motherfucker was big. I played against that motherfucker like 10 years ago, I'm pretty sure. That motherfucker was good. But the 7-footer, you know what I mean? Won't give
yeah.
me a shout out, you know what I mean? All that shit. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, a bunch of guys where it's like they was tall and shit like that when I noticed it got bad and I started seeing a bunch of 6'2" and under leagues. Like 6'2" and under. Like, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? Like, y'all just finna have only point guards? Like, what are y'all doing?
Only point guards can play each other.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, they had
Wait a
everybody
minute,
from
hold on, wait. I can't just that just stuck in. There's literally a league that you can't be over 6'2"
bro,
in
when I
order to
was
play.
like my first few years out of city, bro, I was playing all this basketball shit. They had a whole shitload of leagues, a slew of leagues, bro. 6'2" and under everywhere, all in San Jose, all in like 'cause I wasn't going to San Jose and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Because we got to give the
what I'm
little
saying, it's
guys a
like
chance at basketball.
I don't know, what the fuck they was thinking, but that's what was going on, and that shit was fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's bad.
disgusting. I was upset, bro.
Well,
It
I
was
gotta say,
disgusting, bro. I had to sit there and take it.
I gotta say, this is the longest we've ever talked about basketball. That's pretty cool.
I
We
mean,
actually talked no football today. That's the first. We talked Formula One, and
I
then we
mean,
got right into basketball.
it makes sense. The playoffs is here right now.
Playoffs are here right now. Ladies and gentlemen,
I
like you said,
mean, we
playoffs are
definitely
here right now.
catch us the
Everything's
senior
getting
team.
looked at. In the NBA playoffs is going to be exciting. NBA playoffs usually are. Uh, XFL, A7FL comes back this week. They had a week off last week because of Easter Sunday. So now this week reloaded week 3 of the A7FL season. This Sunday we'll talk more about it come Friday. Um, hopefully see if we can get Corey on as well. Message him and see what goes on. What else? Next week, Saturday, April 22nd, Javante Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I plan on doing a kind of a little bit of a watch along but we'll see how it goes because I'm actually going to be going to a friend's house to watch the fight and everything else like that. So we'll see how it goes when it comes to that. Um, but I want to see if I can maybe get Hans on. I know he's going to be super, super busy uh come next week. So I'm going to see if I can maybe get him on Friday beforehand to talk about it. So much stuff going on in the fight game every single weekend, so you guys already know where to go to catch all of that. I see XFL has been rolling on. Kind of fallen off just a little bit, just a little bit. But other than that, everything has been good and entertaining with the XFL as well. Uh, NFL draft coming up in 2 weeks, so that football season starts again, and we got a lot of things to talk about in the upcoming weeks, and we are going to be busy as shit in our schedule the next few months, I should say. The month of April, we're going to be heading down, doing a lot of San Jose State spring ball stuff. We've got a lot of things in May, in June, shit, even going into July. So there's a lot of stuff that you're not going to want to miss. You're going to want to be hanging out. You're going to want to be watching, be a part of the Jaffo Army. You guys see it. Social media is all there. Twitter, Instagram, the All Pro Jaffos on Facebook, YouTube as Pernada Bros Productions, going to Twitch, PBP_studios. Go like, follow, subscribe, share, hit the comments, hit the reminder letting you know every single time we go live or drop some content. Hit us up on TikTok as well at the All Pro Jaffos. Cause like I'm out. We will once again, we will talk to you guys this coming Friday. We appreciate the hell out of you guys for hanging out with us. And we will see you then. For myself, JP, and for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K, we
Wait,
will.
hold
Oh, go ahead.
on. You guys are in Sacramento this Sunday. We got a kids doggone camp. Sorry, kids football camp. And I'm finna get the information right now. So I don't sound too fucking stupid. There it is. Got a kids youth football camp. You know what I mean? Age groups from 4 to 17 up in Sacramento at River City High School this Sunday from 11 to 2. Make sure you guys come out. You know what I mean? Well, I ain't gonna say make sure you come out, but if you got kids and they want to, you know, they're interested in playing football and they're in the Sacramento area, or if they're not, you know, River City High School between 11 to 2, you can come see how much you can get going. You know what I mean?
Yes,
There
sure.
you go.
Yeah, we're gonna actually be there too, being able to kind of maybe see if we can get these get a little bit of exposure to the media side of what some of these kids. Who knows? Maybe we might be seeing future stars. So once again, get out there, support everybody, support your communities and your loved ones. Stay safe, everybody. I love you from the All Pro Jaffos. We will see you guys next time. Deuces.
Aloha. I said it already.